Hi there, my name's Nick, back on the camera again one more time. I had an experience once after I decided to switch all of my cleaning products to natural ones. This meant additive-free shower gel, bath foam, washing up liquid and washing powder. The result was fascinating. A skin condition that had been bothering me for years and that had been unresponsive to many different forms of treatment, including those that had been prescribed by the doctor, slowly went away. This was an important lesson for myself that maybe living in a way that was somehow in line with what nature wants was somehow better for us than living surrounded by man-made chemicals, and this natural way of life was probably a way of life that could have a positive impact upon our health. Ancient esoteric schools of thought have always been full of the ideas about alignment, especially those to do with yoga and other forms of posture-based related exercises. But what one doesn't always realize is that alignment is not just always about the spine. It can also be about the way one is thinking and also about diet and nutrition too. Forms of spirituality have at its roots movement towards this state of alignment, and thus contemplation, meditation, seasonal celebration and ceremony are all part and parcel of this move towards alignment. Suggestions, one might say, rather than hard and fast rules. The same goes for what we put into our bodies in the form of food and drink. We are what we eat, so it is believed by some people. It is assumed by certain diet gurus that some forms of foods help to push toxicity back into our bodily cells, and some forms of foods help to remove toxicity from our bodily cells. The foods that increase toxicity are meat, fish, eggs, dairy, tea, coffee, alcohol and drugs, wheat, rice, millet and quinoa, apparently. And those that remove toxicity from the body include beans and pulses, cooked or raw vegetables, fruits and juices. If we reach a level of alignment, it is assumed that we can balance out the toxic factors and improve detoxification factors, and thus to generally improve our physical, mental and emotional health. The Chinese assessment of what is good for us has moved to a new level with their yin and yang, namely cooling and warming, food ideas. This is a model that has grown in popularity amongst those who wish to live a healthy life, and even covers culinary methods. These modern cooking, food preservation and preparation methods are believed to be yin, and therefore cooling, are said to be microwaving, freezing, juicing, raw vegetables, steaming and boiling. Those methods that are believed to be yang, and therefore warming, are sweating, slow simmering, pressure cooking, baking, frying and salt pickling. It is plain that within this worldview, the variety of food preparation techniques, as well as the variety of foods that you have, is an important addition to one's diet according to the way that they see things. Okay? It's also believed that too many yin foods can make you spaced out, and too many yang foods can make you tense and irritable. This is a very wellness-based world of view. It encourages that one pays attention to one's diet and nutrition and builds up a level of sensitivity as to how one feels, and therefore what families of foods and cooking methods one could be using to help bring one back into alignment mentally, emotionally, physically, and one assumes spiritually. In common parlance, one could call this healthy living, healthy eating, or just sensible dietary practices. But when portrayed in this almost medicinal manner, it becomes something more, something almost prescriptive, something that we in Europe would call physic, the historical precursor to modern medicine, and something which is embodied in Western spiritual ideas. For instance, Nicholas Culpeper in his Herbal suggested that every physician, a practitioner of this wellness-based perspective called physic, should be an astrologer, and the Western equivalent of yin and yang forces in plant-based medicines was expressed by astrological allegories. So maybe the amateur study of Western and Eastern spiritual traditions can help people to develop a much more wellness-centered and natural way of life, and possibly therefore one which could, hypothetically, be healing. Thank you for listening.